And welcome back to another episode of Lies My Vagina Told Me, the podcast where my vagina has made a lot of questionable calls. But today, guys, she booked a professional because my next guest doesn't just have one voice. She has 6 of them on 6 different radio stations across the country. I mean, my vagina can barely commit to one bad decision at a time. And this woman is doing mornings, afternoon, and late night like a full-blown vocal athlete. From Palm Springs to Portland, from Texas to Long Island, she's basically the voice you didn't know you already listening to. She helped launch San Antonio's alternative station, 103.3 The App, brought it back from the dead, and like a radio phoenix, she is now back on air like she never left. And I have to say, guys, I fell in love with her when I did an interview on her show because there's something about that voice. It's so warm, magnetic, feels like an old friend, and before you know it, well, you're telling her things you didn't even tell your therapist. And I wanted to put a face to that voice. So please welcome the one and the only DJ Mighty Iris. Welcome!
That was the best. A radio phoenix? That is so beautiful. No, yes!
You're a fucking phoenix. This is the first time that the microphone and camera is turned on you, not the other way around, because you have been interviewing people for years and you're fucking such a great interview badass. How are you?
I'm okay. I have the trouble sleeping, but that's why I hide behind the glasses. See? Because without it, like...
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nobody needs to actually see what this fucking thing is. I want to say something. When I was a kid growing up in Montreal, Canada, dreaming about the rest of the world, DJs were my link to the outside world. And I remember CKGM was my station. That was our pop station. And Chaume FM in Montreal was the rock station. And they were always doing all these promotions and shit. And they were my life. They were my lifeline to the rest of the world. And then, you kind of grow up and you don't think about radio as much as you did. So, like, you, to me, are bringing it back fucking old school because I love listening to your show. I love everything you do. How did it start? How did you get into this fucking business?
Oh, man. So, okay. One day I was driving to a college campus. It was a very short college experience that I had. I didn't really like it. But I noticed that my favorite pop station flipped to this rock that played classic rock and the new rock, and it blew my mind. And their morning show was very raunchy. They were giving away Scorpions tickets, and I wanted to go. So they had a contest, right? You had to eat marshmallows out of this guy Thomas's ass crack. And to me, I was like, I'll do it. Like, the Scorpions tickets, cool. My boyfriend did not have it. We got into this big old argument.
No.
And so I called in anyway and befriended that guy. And we became friends, and he was my way into working in radio.
Wait, you ate? Okay, we didn't have this on our radio stations in Canada. But wait, you had to eat marshmallows out of someone's crocodile?
Yes, they wanted me to. I didn't do it after all. But when I talked to him and said, my boyfriend's not going to let me do it, he and I clicked. I guess we bonded over the movie Office Space. And then we just kept in touch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's, nobody forgets a girl who's willing to do that. First of all, may I say your real name?
Oh, sure.
So you are Iris Ramirez.
Yes.
And I just have to ask, any relation to the Night Stalker? Because I found him slightly attractive. You can tell me.
It's bad, right? That he is...
Third cousin?
No, actually, I don't think there's any relation to Richard. But,
Okay.
I hate to say that too. He was like a
No, I would have gone home. I would have said, you're cute. No,
Oh,
my
no.
taste, my taste is so questionable.
No one's ever asked me that, though, if I was related to the Night Stalker. I don't think
How do you find your guests? Because you have amazing guests, and I happen to be one of them. How did you find me? We were such a brand new embryo, tiny little baby podcast. How did you find us?
Growing up, I wasn't allowed to see rated R films or even especially erotic movies. And I'd always heard about Red Shoe Diaries, and it was on Tubi. So I was like, what? There's a movie? I watched the show before I watched the movie. And then I was like, oh, this is how it kicks off. Okay. And you were in it. And I was like, I wonder what she's doing now. And you were on Instagram. I followed you. I saw you had a new podcast. I'm like, I have to talk to her about this. So I DM'd you.
Wow.
And you responded. Like, I'm still shocked.
Lift up your titties. I got New York going on. What you got on your titties?
Yeah.
Okay.
My conversation.
That's a conversation starter.
This is, like, to
Yeah.
remind me, "Work on your ass a little bit because I don't have the ass for reverse cowgirl right now."
Oh
I
my god,
did.
I've been working on my ass my whole life. I'm Jewish.
It's
It is a
tough.
work in fucking progress. So tell me, because you're pretty provocative and sexy on your show, and you ask some really great questions. How do you get away with it? I don't feel any censorship on this show because they just can't get to me fast enough yet. But how is it in radio? Do you have to be careful because you're so ballsy?
When I first went on air, that was back in 2015, there were things that I said on air that I didn't know I couldn't say. I didn't think anyone was paying attention to me, and I had dropped the word masturbation a few times on the radio, and someone called in and, complained about it, and that's when I knew, "Hey, you can't say that." You can say, poke the bear or, little, innuendos, but not that. So
I call it brushing my teeth because I use an electric toothbrush. No cavities.
I didn't even know if I could say vagina when I was promoting your, podcast on air.
Neither did we.
Yeah.
Neither did we. You know how this thing happened? Me and my amazing producer, Dr. Princess Leia, who is incredible. And she said, we have to do a test run because they may not pick up a show called Lies My Vagina Told Me. And I was like, fuck, I want that title. I want that fucking title. That's my line of Spanx.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we tested it when we were not ready. And we were picked up by everybody in 4 seconds flat. And we were like, no, we have to make a show. We were not prepared. So this is the not prepared but do it anyway podcast.
Who did you pitch it? How did you had to pitch the name first?
I was asked to do this by a very big podcast company. And when I went to meet with them, they were like, we will own this, that, and the other, the word vagina, your title, your this. And I'm like, I've been writing in Hollywood a long time where everybody thinks they own my shit. So I'm going to own this. So decided to do it independently with 2 producers, with Princess Leia and Jacques Telemachte. And it's fucking killing us because it's exhausting, but we're having the best time. And so far, nobody can stop me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited for you.
But I'm so grateful that women have a place and men to talk about anything the fuck that they want to. Like, until they start censoring this shit, we're just gonna go.
Yeah.
And like, I had a lifetime where she ruled my world.
Yeah.
She ruled my universe. She ruled my career. She ruled all my choices, some good, some bad, some not so pretty.
Did she get you in any scary situations? Because mine did once. I wanna hear if you did, and then yeah.
Scary. I mean, like, I sometimes think that I had a bunch of fucking angels around me
Yeah.
because I did move to New York in 1986 as a bona fide fucking virgin and really no street smart. And New York in 86 was hairy as fuck. And because I was a little dumb and a little out of it, the shit just didn't affect me. And Hollywood-wise, like, I just never went up to anybody's hotel room. I just had such a sense of fucking self. Like, I don't need your help, Martin Scorsese. I don't need your help, Warren Beatty. I'm gonna make it on my own. Probably dumb, but I just never let myself get into those situations. So, I mean, I was lucky. She didn't get me into any life-threatening situations, though I was concerned I was gonna get my first STD at 45, and I thought, that's just not when you're supposed to do it. But what happened to you, Mighty Iris?
So when I first started DJing, like at a bar, I was DJing on Monday nights. It was very dead but fun. One time this guy came in and because I'm drinking and it was bad. I followed him after my gig past 2 a.m. in the morning to his apartment. It was bad because when we got to his place, his apartment was empty. And I'm pretty sure there were like blood stains on one part of the wall. And I was
Ooh.
so scared. I was like, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die. So we so we hooked up and then I was like, we hooked up and I was like, I gotta go. And I was being funny and making jokes. He walked me in my
Still hooked.
I still hooked yeah, because I didn't wanna be like, this is weird, I gotta go. I was young and dumb.
Women do because they don't want to be rude. Okay, so I did have one scary story, but it wasn't because of my vagina.
Mhm.
I was at a dinner party in Westchester, New York, suburbia. I went with my friend to a dinner party, and this older couple, started talking to me and saying, oh, they were a fan of Red Shoe Diaries. They were a fan of this, that, and that, of the Strange Days. And somehow I missed my train back to New York. They're like, well, we live near White Plains. We'll drive you to the train. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, okay. So they go, hey, we're just going to take a pit stop at our house. And I'm like, oh. And we go to take a fucking pit stop. They're big animal rescuers like I am. So I think, okay, they want me to see their like one-legged dog. All right. I don't really want to go to their house. Then we get to their house and they're like, can we show you the basement? And I'm like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
fucking gonna die in Westchester. That's not where I fucking pictured it. And so they had a basement from the kitchen, and you go down the stairs, and it's a full-on S&M fucking dungeon in the middle of fucking suburbia, like with bull whips and gags, and I'm trying to be super cool. I'm like, oh, I love the paint on the wall, and oh, that's so interesting. Okay, I've got to go. I gotta go. And I was like, you guys can call me an Uber. It's late, and I got out of there intact. But I just thought, like, the craziest shit can happen when you. So you have admitted to the world that if you could marry anyone, it
Mhm.
would be Mr. Martin Short.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Explain.
if he would have me. Something about him, man, he's part of my happy place. He makes me laugh, and it's like, I'm no Jessica Rabbit, but you know how Jessica Rabbit loves Roger Rabbit because he makes her laugh, and that's the dream, right? Funny is sex.
Yeah. I mean, if Ramirez was funny, I would have been fucked because I love a funny man. So what would a perfect date be with you and the 74-year-old Martin Short? And now you'd have to wrestle Meryl Streep for him. But like, what would a perfect date for you guys be?
My mind goes straight to sex, but let me see. 'Cause I've seen him on talk shows, and he'll straight up make out with people. He's not afraid to just kiss somebody, so I would like to kiss him.
I
What would
love
I
that.
do with Martin Short? I think a carnival might be fun.
But you're sexually attracted to Martin Short. You want to see Martin Short naked. You want to get it going on. You want to reverse cowgirl with Martin Short.
Yes.
You want to just like rock his fucking world. I have to tell you, I worked with Martin Short's brother.
You did?
His name was Michael, and he was tall. And I did not care for him. No, he was thrust upon me in the second season of my show to write comedy of a show about a 30-something sexy Jewish woman, and he was not that. And no, we didn't get along. And I kept thinking, I wish it was his brother I was working with. Like, the funny doesn't always run in the family, but I think he was riding on those coattails. One of the things that you wrote to me is that you have a dream of being the voice of a major brand or an
Yeah.
animated character, which
Yes.
is, I mean, frankly, probably less like a dream and more like a countdown because you just have such a fucking great voice. I mean, is that really something you want to do?
That's my dream, and it's so hard to get in there. It's like radio. I'm in radio, and I'm thinking, yes, I'm in Long Island. Yes, I'm in California. Maybe someone driving will be like, I'm creating this animated series. That's the voice I need for this.
That's the voice.
You know what I mean?
Can't be as hard as getting marshmallows out of the crack of someone's ass.
Thank
I
you.
think you've got a good shot. I love your voice. It's so recognizable. So you are obviously the person that usually asks the questions. And I know you want to do another interview because you had more Red Shoe Diary questions. So I'm going to let you take over, Miss Mighty Iris, because you are a force. Ask away. And if David won't sue me, I will try to answer.
Okay. So, that movie's very sexy, very sexy.
I got to tell you something. Red Shoe Diaries was on Showtime in the United States originally. I like to tell the executives of Showtime that I launched their network, but they don't appreciate when I say that. But we really fucking did. And it wasn't in Canada. So I had a much older father. He'd be 113 years old if he was still alive today. The man was born in 1913. And so I made him a father version of Red Shoe Diaries because you couldn't watch it in Canada. So it was like 20 fucking minutes long when you cut out all the sex
God.
and all that shit. My father was like, "It's a very good movie. It's very short, you know." And then like fucking years later, he said he was watching it with like his best friend, another fucking Slovak gentleman, like your worst fucking nightmare. And he goes, "Brigitte, guess what was on pay-per-view? Very different movie." And I was like, oh my God, my dad and his buddy were watching me having sex. I mean, I had a body double because I was
did not.
shy. I was okay with it. I did. I could show the Tatarinis. They've always been so good to me, but I didn't want to show my tush tush. And I had this body double named Tara. She was Persian. And David Duchovny kept saying, "Why, your butt's better. Why didn't she show your butt?" And I couldn't do it. She did have a fantastic tush tush.
I did
I
not
must
know that was
say.
a stunt double or body double. Wow.
Body double. I used to use body doubles always from the lower part of my body. I don't know why. It's like I had no problem being topless on beaches, and I'm like, I would flash a titty to anyone who asked or didn't. But I felt like showing my bottom was so like, what? I can't do that. That's my tushy. Where Tara's tushy came into play was a love scene with David Duchovny in the tub, and they linger. I mean, it's the 90s. They lingered up my very bulbous tusharoonie, and then I think they went from her boobs to my boobs to her. It wasn't a good match, but no one cared. No one cared. Yeah, but David Duchovny, got me through that movie. That was notoriously a tough movie for me. And David was my buddy, and David made me laugh, and we would go spend time on the weekends and forget about it. The late Zalman King, who directed it, who was a pussycat off screen, was really, really tough on screen,
Why?
and would scream and yell and think that I needed to be tortured before a torturous scene. And so it was very, very, very tough on me.
So the part where you tell Billy to rip your panties off, that wasn't you? Remember that part?
That might have been me, but maybe backstage? No, I don't know. First of all, as we talked about in our interview, Billy Wirth was so fucking beautiful. He was hard to look at.
Accidents. Put in all this time and energy planning for your future, and bam, car runs you down on the streets, or bullet hits you by mistake.
That sucks. I didn't get to know Billy very well on the show because he intimidated me. He
Bizarre.
intimidated me. He was hard to act with. I was like, why aren't you the lead? You're so beautiful. I had met Billy like in a club at Nell's in New York, maybe like a month before we were cast in this movie. And the sea parted for this. He was there, you know what I mean? He was just like, people just couldn't take it. It was so much beauty, so
Mhm.
much charisma, right? And
He ran
he
his
would like
hand up
dress.
your leg. Like, do we get moist when he does that in the scene, or is it?
I want to tell you that we do, but it just doesn't work that way, Mighty Iris. I don't think I've ever I don't think I've ever gotten super turned on. The only time I had a really good time was when I had my own show, and I would shoot all my love scenes before lunch because my stomach was
Oh,
flattest
you
and I'm
told me that.
incredibly
Yeah.
vain. Right? And so it'd be like we shot a block shot. So we shot a couple different episodes. I'm like, in the bed, get out of the bed, in the bed, get out of the bed. No, I like being the boss. At 23, I was not the boss. I was just like, it worked for the movie because he was overwhelming, but he was in real life too. I didn't have enough fucking womanhood yet to kind of be all over that shit because I would have. I was 23. I wasn't confident enough. I was my first lead in a movie. I'd done parts, but this was like all on my shoulders. And I was terrified of him.
I've DM'd Billy Wirth twice. I've even
Me
DM'd
too.
Mr. Duchovny. Haven't heard anything back, and I feel like Billy Wirth does run his own social, but he hasn't responded to you either?
No, he hasn't. And I told him I wanted to have him on for the reunion. This is what David said to me. I
Okay.
love David. David's an old friend, and David is newly married, and he probably don't want to take a trip down memory lane in the way that I want to. So I'm giving him a hall pass. Plus, he has his own podcast. And he says he's all podcasted out. I fucking understand that. This is so much work. But I would love to have Billy on it because I never got to know Billy. Billy was a fucking enigma. So I'd love to see him as a fucking badass grown-up now and see how we get along. So I'm going to keep fucking DMing him. I'll probably find some other reason to get him on. And David, I hope he gets unpodcasted out and will do one with me because I adore him and I promise to be nice.
Well,
I promise not to tell too
Oh,
much.
yeah. See, and I love girl talks. I started watching Californication, and I was kind of hoping, I was like, I wonder if they're going to have her on in the back of my mind. And when you showed up in one of the episodes, I was like, Red Shoe Diaries reunion. Who called you for that?
My friend, the casting director, Felicia Fasano, who I affectionately call Felicio Fasano, I think it was her idea, but David and it was coming up to an anniversary of Red Shoe Diaries. His show was on Showtime.
Yeah.
They wanted me to do a different part, a bigger part, and there was nudity, and I was being all precious about, don't do nudity anymore. I'm a showrunner, producer. I don't do nudity. So I took this little just cameo just to have fun with David. And I love that show. I love that show. I had pitched him a show years before, like right before he did Californication, called Pro Boner. And and I was like, wow, that's a good show. But I loved the show. I loved him on it. He's such a funny man, and I felt like that show was closest to his personality, and he did such a great job. It was fun to come on. I had just finished G-Spot, and I hadn't done anybody else's work in a while, and it was just a great group of people. And that beautiful actress, she was just so wonderful. Everybody on that show was great. I loved that show.
Yeah. Oh, that was so great.
It was fun to kiss him again.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna lie.
Ooh.
Ain't gonna lie. He's a lot of fun.
So kissing, okay, how was Billy Wirth as a kisser? Are we allowed to talk about that?
If I can remember, did I kiss Billy Wirth? I think so.
I want to say you did.
But David kisses were fun, and David makeout sessions were fun because I was doing it with like a best friend.
Yeah.
He was just so fun. He made it. He saved me. He saved my head, my soul, everything in that movie, my sanity.
Yeah.
So it's funny, like, to still be known for that movie. Was 1991. I was 23. I can't do math, but I was 23 years old, and it's still this kind of crazy cult thing. And the reason I'm not in the series, they wanted me to continue in the series, and I was feeling too much of a movie star to do that at the time, so they killed me. Yeah. They killed me in the tub. Yeah. I hear we're really big in Russia, and if Russia wasn't fucked up, I'd go just to see if anybody recognizes me.
The movie's big over there?
Yeah, it's like a cult thing there.
Ooh, that's cool.
I guess it sort of is here too. I remember like people said like women really loved Red Shoe Diaries. Like I thought I was making it for men, but it spoke to women. Though, I would never off myself for any man.
You do like Comic-Con conventions?
Yes, I do that for Gargoyles. I've never done one for Red Shoes. What would it be? Just a big dildo convention? And what the fuck would that look like? They've never brought that to me, but I would do it.
But Gargoyles, you've done the voice work. How did that? I mean, did you audition for that?
I did go in for an audition, but I was asked to come and do it. I had never done any voice work before. Gargoyles was my first.
Wow.
And the casting director, Jamie, said, I think you have a lovely voice. You should come in and try this. And I got it. I never thought that I would still be known 30 years later for that. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
I'm tired after one podcast. Like, how do you do 6 fucking different radio shows? How do you do that?
The weeks go by like that. It's like there's not enough hours in the day. There's a lot of show prep involved. Thankfully, though, all the stations have, like, we play the Red Hot Chili Peppers on, I think, every station. So if there's news about them, that's helpful. I can say it on all of them. But it's a different show. I say different things for each of them.
Very challenging. That would be like doing 6 different podcasts. My brain wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And do you want it to keep growing? Do you want to do 10 shows, 12 shows? Like,
I mean, I would like to do more. It's just a lot of work. So I think 6 is, I'm going to see how that feels for a while. Yeah.
Is it pretty much the same music on all the stations or different?
No, Long Island does more like B-sides. And like this weekend, they're doing everything from 1991 only. So if you were to tune in, they're playing Extreme. They're playing like B-sides of Nirvana. It's really cool. It's really cool. They're even playing Jesus Jones this weekend and EMF and, stuff like that.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Because you think like Long Island couldn't be more different than San Antonio, Texas, and then Portland, Oregon. Like, and yet it just carries across all these different places.
Yeah.
World domination, lady. World domination.
I hope so.
Who's been your sexiest guest and who's been the most revealing guest so far that you've had?
I want to say you. Because you're just so open and you're not, what sign are you?
I am a Taurus. I am a bull.
You're a bull. I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus. You're a Pisces. My mommy was a Pisces. And my sister's a Pisces. I love Pisces women. I love them. I love them. I'm May 15th. It's coming up. It's going to be the big 5-9.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, listen, I never dreamed that it would all still be holding tight.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
look
what
amazing.
I think it's because I've only birthed dogs.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it.
Don't stretch and snatch quite as much. Was still good. Well, that's an honor because you've had a lot of people on your show. I mean, either that means I have a problem or I should just take it as a compliment.
I love
I
that
got
you're
nothing
so
to
open.
hide.
You're so willing to say anything, and I love that. There have been some people that I have to show them my questions first, and I'm like, okay, that's I don't mind it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it just makes me feel like it's gonna be very strict. I don't know.
Listen, to me, the only reason to do this is so that women and people of all types can talk freely about what's going on, about everything, about womanhood, about life, about aging, about sex, about all the mistakes or perceived mistakes. I think it's an honest conversation that I want to have with people. Do you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like I don't want to put any restraints on anybody, but also if you don't want to talk about something, I'm not going to make you talk about something. You do the same.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Other than Billy Wirth, if you could interview anyone, who are you dying to have on your show? And what, pray tell, would you ask of them?
Ooh, I would love to talk to Matthew Lillard at some point. Let's see.
Good one.
Yeah, even let's see, Stephen Baldwin would be fun because he did a lot of erotic movies too, and I'm just so curious about filming that way in the '90s because, like you said, you can't get away with some of that now. They have coordinators. What are they called? The sex coordinators?
Intimacy coordinators. No, you
Yeah.
can't. I've never met one because I retired before they fucking came into fashion. I worked with Billy Baldwin, and we had
Yes.
lots of love scenes and sex. Nice guy, fun guy. Here's the '90s. I
Yeah.
did a movie with him, and they wanted me for this movie. And they said, it's a very low fucking budget movie. And I never worked for under a certain amount of money, but it was so low. I had just bought a house. It was like, we've got $12,000, but it's with Billy Baldwin. And I show up, and I go, okay, fuck it. I'll take one for the team. And Billy was making $750,000 to my 12,000. Hello, '90s.
Why?
Yeah, never did that again.
Oh my
But I
god.
did get to see his Schwanzdick a stick.
Okay, so how does that happen, if you don't mind me asking? To
Oh,
know.
because people were very, 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 very polite. So back in the '90s, before you were about to do a love scene, if you were like Patrick Dempsey flashed me his balls to let me know they were rather large. Could have lived without that one. And Billy was like, I just want to show you this before we do our love scene. I mean, he was madly in love with his wife. They were making babies. It wasn't sexual. It was sort of like, we've got to do this. But yeah, so that's how people would just sort of flash each other. Like I would sometimes flash people and go, I have 3 nipples. Just don't be shocked.
Because in the scene, you're gonna see it anyway?
You're going to see it as the actor. You're going to see it because the camera's not going to see it, but you're going to
Oh, but
meet it.
you're gonna see it.
You're gonna meet it. You're gonna make friends. You're gonna have to rub
Right.
a bubba and pretend. But a lot of people didn't like to. I used to always wear a little neoprene diaper and shit. They're not sexy and they're not comfortable.
Mhm.
And so some people would just go, if they had to show their ass, their dick is out or their dick's in a sock. That's always the good move, the dick in a sock.
In a sock.
Chili
Okay.
peppers.
Yeah,
I think they
exactly.
started it.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think they
Oh,
started.
I would love to talk to Fleet. If you could get him on your show, how cool would that be? I'd like to talk to the guys that do because they bring guys in to see their dinglings to cast them in roles of, I don't know,
To cast them in porn.
or the shows nowadays, like on Netflix or whoever, they'll HBO shows, they bring in doubles for the penis. I've heard.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh man. I wonder how do you get into that business of being a body double?
That
I
would
don't
be.
even know.
Oh, would you interview her? Would you have her on your show if you could find her?
I would love to. I should try and find Tara the body double and see how long a career in tush body doubling lasts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to say that if they ever had to bring in a double for David Duchovny, they may have to bring in a triple. But I'm bummed. That's all I'll say.
Have you
That
seen
is all.
it?
I'll just say that
Have you seen it?
I'm not allowed to talk about this.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
let's just say, yeah. I mean, I think I was his publicist in the '90s because I told everybody. But anyway, he's married. We're not going to talk about it. We don't want to upset David. You know who the biggest dick in Hollywood, notorious, was at for years way before our time?
Huey
Milton
Lewis.
Berle.
Oh, Milton Berle? I've heard Huey Lewis.
Lewis?
I've heard Huey Lewis is packing. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
never fucking heard that.
Forgot who told me that.
Wow.
Milton Berle?
Wow.
Milton Berle?
I know a few who weren't packing, but I'm
Oh,
not gonna say.
I'm not
But,
gonna
yeah,
think
I
you
I
say
will just say there was a very famous actor, we're not gonna mention his name, he's actually dead, so we're not gonna mention his name,
that.
for the estate,
Mhm.
but he didn't have a penis, he had a wee-wee. It was like there was something wrong with him, and he was, like, sexy and a movie star and all that shit, and we were just trying to get it going on, and this thing, like, the size of my thumb, and I was like, "Oh, haha. Oh, well, hey, put your clothes back on," because I'm like, "I can't. I'm not going to. I
Oh
refuse."
my gosh.
I mean, look, I have a size queen membership. I've been a member for a very long time. With menopause, I may have to return the card because it's painful. But I mean, no, I don't accept that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so sorry. You can Google on your own out of respect, but he was a big movie star.
Mm.
And you would not expect.
Yeah, well, that
I don't know if that's what killed him.
oh my god, no.
But
That is
we're not gonna death by small dick. No, but I used to think like if guys didn't go down on you, that was punishable by death. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted nothing. I remember, just meeting the very rare, but every once in a while a guy would be like, I don't do that. And I'd be like, well then I don't talk to you.
Okay. Alright. Nice knowing.
I'm not even sure why you're alive. I'm not even sure why you exist on this fucking planet because you are of use to nobody.
Mhm.
But
Back
I mean, when
then.
you start your professional sexual career with a man that could swallow 5 swords at the same time, you've got some pretty high standards.
Yeah, I hope
I guess if you're a gay man, which many people have said I am. I mean, now I don't even wanna swallow aspirin. So,
Mm.
we have to work on that. I'm more of a gummy girl. I'm
I
more of a gummy girl
I
at the
hope
moment.
he was good at the oral stuff then. I hope he was one of those
I mean, I think so. I was
Mhm.
19 and I'd never had it before,
Oh,
so I think
yeah, you know
so.
what? I didn't know my own body till I was, like, maybe in my late I don't when I had my first orgasm, I think I was 25?
Wow,
It took me a
okay.
while to get there because I didn't know what I didn't know, you know? Yeah.
Takes women a minute, but once they find it, own it.
Is the sword swallower still around? Are you having him on your show?
He is, I'm trying to find him. I'm gonna find him because I wanna do a whole season of exes.
Oh, that
A
would be
long season of all my most important experiences.
it's been challenging though, right? Because they don't all wanna talk about stuff like that.
They scared.
Why? Oh,
They
man,
scared of
okay.
me then, and they scared of me now. Listen, I'm a failed lesbian because I thought that could be fun, and I tried it
Oh, you
once
did
in
try
a
it.
sex club, and I did try it once. Tastes like chicken. Wasn't for me. And I like lesbian porn because I'm sick of men, and I really don't want to. They're so misogynistic, the straight porns, and I was like, I prefer watching female porn. And
It's
I
more
tried it at a
beautiful.
sex club, and yeah, it's more beautiful and
Yeah.
it's gentle and it's just not the whole fucking thing. But I tried it in real life
Mhm.
at a sex club in Paris, as one does, and I was like, "Oh, I wish I liked it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I can't deal with most men. I need a third sex. I need a third sex. I don't know if it's part dog. I don't know if it's Chewbacca." But I need a third sex because I'm not gay and men bore me. So what am I gonna do?
I once came to going down on a girl, and I'm like, "How the fuck did I get here right now? How is this happening?" And I freaked out a little bit, but I finished, politely said I had to go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, good times.
Well, listen, so many of my friends who are married and big fucking cock whores, and they're so much happier on the other side.
Mm,
They're so much happier on the other side. Though I don't think two women are necessarily easy.
yeah.
Women are difficult. I don't know what's easy. I just want to say, talking to you has been a treat. I love your radio shows. I want to listen to all of them because I've really been listening to the ones that that you do all your promos for. But I want to listen to
Oh,
Long Island. I want to listen to Portland. I want to listen to everything. And I want to be on your show again because I love the way you treat your guests and I love all the stuff you do to promote your shows. It's so badass.
thank you for being so
Well, you're
open.
not done. You're amazing. And I wish for you a reverse cowgirl or a frontal cowgirl with the great almighty. Maybe he's taking a hall pass from Miss Meryl Streep and you can have a good time. Everybody should fulfill their wishes. I want a Bruno Harry sandwich.
Yeah.
I'll take a one-sided bagel with just Bruno if I must, and I love
Mhm.
them all, and thank you for bringing old school fucking DJ sexiness back to the world. We need it.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is so cool. I love girl talk.
I love girl talk with Mighty Iris. She's a mighty, mighty force. Lies My Vagina Told Me is hosted by moi, Brigitte Bako, produced by Jacques Telemaque and Leah Sherman, artwork by Leah Sherman, theme and original music by Jack Moore for balletguitar.com. See you next time on Lies My Vagina Told Me.